welcome to This Just In with, This Just In. As your host, Justin Core. This is a show where we take a deeper dive into the stories most important to you with the people bringing you those stories. Today, my favorite correspondent, also my co-anchor and cohort, Maggie O'Mara. Maggie.
We're a team.
We are a team.
I
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
I'm so happy to be asked back.
I would have you on here daily if I could, but you're busy. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Guess what's new? This JustIN mugs. And I am so impressed with these. You're such a big deal now. You have your own mug. Your own mug, because he's J. Core.
These are the only two of these mugs in existence. I've been told maybe don't put them in the dishwasher. They might dissolve or totally break apart, but they're fantastic props.
They are.
And yes,
they're great.
We are now official.
Okay.
Got my own mug.
Let's go.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Again, don't put any water in those.
Okay.
I think they're made of paper. We're going to talk about the number one local story of the year so far, the controversy out of West Ada. First, though, Maggie, you got a lot of people feeling a little old.
That's what I hear.
This past weekend, take a look at this photo that you posted from 20 years ago. Some of the staff and talent here at KTVB.
Yes.
This is 20 years ago.
2005.
My goodness. Look at all the people on there. Rick Lance, Carolyn Holly, Mark Johnson.
David Augusto.
David Augusto. Now my financial planner, by the way. No big deal. Andrew Dearden still anchors here. You got
Bob Anthony. Of course, our Larry Gebbard, who, by the way, today is the 3rd year of his passing.
3rd anniversary.
We cannot believe that. We had a touching tribute to him this morning on the morning show. It's been 3 years, Justin.
Miss him so much. But I say this all the time in many ways. He still lives on through his legacy of giving back. People are like, man, I miss Larry, but I got this great story about him or this and that. And we rolled some video of him, the time when he was doing live weather, literally from Table Rock, talking about like rescues up there.
And then he slipped.
And they dropped him and they're falling on top of him. Yeah. Still did the weather, like didn't break stride. That was so awesome.
I know, he continued on even though he was in the basket hanging for dear life.
Rocks are falling down on him.
Fortunately, first responders were already there.
Yeah, they were already there.
Good news.
Yes. Yeah. Just many awesome memories about Larry. And if we can take that picture again, you second from the left,
yes,
right
in front
up
of Larry.
Front there. Look at that. You haven't aged a day, Maggie.
I certainly have.
You've gained some height, though. Wow, you look short in there.
I am short.
Were you wearing flats?
No, I'm wearing heels, but Larry's so tall. And Justin was surprised. This is a fun fact between us, is that I wear about 3-inch heels every day. So one day I took off my shoes next to Justin. He was stunned at how short I was.
You disappeared from my vision because I'm used to looking about I'm taller than you, but I'm still looking right about here for you. And you took off your heels and you just dropped out of sight. And I'm like, where'd Maggie go?
Where'd she go?
There you are.
Yes. So I do wear heels every day. It makes me look a lot taller than I am. It's my little superpower.
Yeah, mind blowing. But again, Maggie, you've been here so long.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, part of this community for so long. People just love you, and I mean that's why you've just been around.
Well,
forever.
It's so funny to look at that picture because that's before marriage, that's before children. I mean, that's a long time ago.
Really, and all the stresses that kids can bring it, and you still look great. What's your secret?
Thank you. I don't know. Maybe not seeing the sun during the day. Could that be it? I mean, possibly.
That could be it, actually.
I don't know.
We joke about that, but yeah.
We don't see a lot of sun, so we stay young forever. That's the goal.
I appreciate that. Just you.
Oh,
all righty. Well, Maggie, thank you so much for that. Post as many of those pictures as you want. That was a great trip.
Aren't they? Yeah.
Down memory lane. Let's move on to the news.
Okay.
This story out of the West Ada School District really making national in some ways worldwide headlines, where a middle school teacher, Sarah Ainama, asked to take down a poster in her class. That poster said, "Everyone is welcome," rainbow letters with hands of different shades. She initially did and then thought about it and was like, now I'm going to put that back up. The admin told her, okay, you need to have it down by the end of the year. Maggie, why do you think this story caught fire nationally, that everybody's talking about it?
Well, I think it caught fire because people were wondering why.
Yeah.
Why do we have to take this poster down? I think that's still the question today. We've received several answers on that it was the color scheme of the hands.
Right.
That it was the rainbow in the everyone.
In the letters, yeah.
In
right.
the letters. That it was the message, because in this political climate, not everyone is welcome. That's what she was told. We don't really know what the answer is.
Because we haven't heard directly from the admin there. Brian Holmes been asking for interviews for him specifically. He hasn't gotten that interview for him. They've sent memos or statements elsewhere, did interview on a podcast. But again, like talking to Brian Holmes has really been at the forefront of the story. That hasn't happened, been doing incredible work, caught up with INAMA just last week, and really interesting. Let's take a look at what she had to say. Roll it.
Like, I'm still really surprised by it.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that was not my intention about coming public with this, but it's been, I think, really cool.
Does it make you feel, like, does it give you resolve? Does it make you think, okay, I'm making the right decision here?
Yeah, it definitely is a lot of reassurance. I did not think that this is how big it would get. It just makes me happy for our students. Like, they deserve nothing less than to know that all of them are welcome there, and that they have, that message has the backing of this whole community. The whole point was, I just want my students to feel welcomed unconditionally, and I was hesitant about being public about it because I really didn't want them to know that this was a thing, because it's really hard to see kids for the first time learn that there's, you know, harmful and hurtful views out there in the world, and see them be affected by it, and them like think about how that might affect them.
The poster's still up, and you still don't intend to take it down. Like, you still have to the end of the year to take it down. Beyond that, what happens?
I don't know.
Okay. Are you worried about that?
No.
Have you heard from the school district since this first came out? Since you first went public?
Yeah, I had a visit with Dr. Bubb, and he kind of further explained that they see the specific graphic of these hands as the issue, because this graphic has been used by political organizations, and they can't be sure who made this poster and if it's affiliated with political movements or political organizations. And I mean, I bought these posters at a store for classroom supplies, like for teachers. And
But the story seems to change a little bit, because
Yeah.
what you said, what Dr. Bubb told you recently, because it went from not everyone believes it to it's the skin tones on the hands to now it's the design issue.
right. The thing that I was first told when I was approached about these posters is that not everyone believes that everyone is welcome. And then twice I was told that. And then I sat down with district officials, and they told me that it's the different colored hands, and that we have to follow the political environment. The politics of whatever's going on outside the school should not affect how we create our classroom environment. And there's nothing political about welcoming everyone and being diverse. So it's been really confusing for me, and I feel frustrated that I haven't got a straightforward answer. I haven't been answered about what content neutral is in terms of this policy, and why my poster is not content neutral.
We've heard from the district, they put out the statement that schools and students don't need a poster to know that they're welcome.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I definitely agree that you can put up a poster, but it means nothing if you don't also exhibit that and reinforce it and teach to it. And it serves as a reminder. We love using reminders of our values. We say the Pledge of Allegiance in school every day. We have the Statue of Liberty. I mean, these are just reminders of what's important in the culture and environment that we're trying to create. So I'm doing my job. And if someone's going to come and tell me that someone might believe that not everyone is welcome in my classroom, you better believe I'm going to have a problem with that.
So you heard what Sarah Ainama said there, that she wants her students to feel welcome. And we have said from the beginning, and we put it on our social media, that everyone is welcome in a public school is not really a controversial take, is it?
No. Well, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has a right to a public education here in Idaho.
Right,
It's
yeah.
in our state constitution.
Yes.
So everyone is welcome. I think where it gets, into deep waters here is the district is feeling one way. The legislature is talking about certain things. The Trump administration is also threatening certain things with DEI.
Right.
I think there's a lot of different takes on this. And I think the school district is just trying to figure out what to do next here. I know they don't want families upset. They don't want families hurt.
Right.
We don't want to see families hurt. I've received so many emails from parents who are really hurt by this.
Yeah.
So I think the district wants to help. I think they want to fix things. How they go about doing that, I'm not quite sure yet. We have not heard yet from them. And they have to speak with Brian because Brian did the story. Brian did the work on this story. He brought this to the forefront. So I think the perfect ending to this story would be to wrap it up with the district and their response and how they're going to move forward.
Yeah, and I understand. I've worked in PR and comms before, and they're in a difficult position, though. This goes far beyond comms and communications and who they need to talk to or statements or whatever. This definitely is about policy, and they seem right now to be trying to make a lot of different folks, a lot of different groups happy. I don't know if they're at a point where everyone is going to be happy.
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No.
In this political climate, speaking of political climate, making everyone happy is not possible.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how the district responds and what they plan to do moving forward.
And we have heard from people who say, no, I don't see a problem with what the district did because they don't believe that everyone is welcome. However, the vast majority of comments we've gotten, text, calls, comments on our social media was they are supporting the teacher, that they believe everyone is in fact welcome. And we've done stories on the T-shirts, the demand for those has been in the thousands upon thousands, and so much that they couldn't keep up, that they had to stop for a time taking orders for those everyone is welcome T-shirts because they couldn't get them out to everybody.
Yeah, that idea born from Chris Stewart, a local realtor. He was also known as Lucky the DJ. Remember him?
Yeah.
He turned into a realtor, and now he's really just loves this community and wants to move everyone forward. He has such a great positive attitude about his feelings about Idaho and about what Idaho means to him, and he doesn't choose to see that side of Idaho. He wants to see the all-inclusive, diverse, loving community that he lives in. So he made that happen on a T-shirt, and then thousands of people bought them from Brigade Screen Printing. They had to stop printing for a while because they were just so overwhelmed with orders. And the good news is that they are printing them once again.
Wow.
So they're back to printing. And also, we've seen national organizations, companies printing these shirts now. So this has become a national, worldwide movement at this point.
Yeah, you just type that in T-shirt and you'll find a bunch of different people looking to sell you that shirt. Maybe get it local, but at the same time, Brigade was like, get it wherever you can at this point. So people were printing it all over the place. So that, again, I think a signal that, well, this isn't necessarily a controversial take, that, again, everyone is welcome in a public school.
I've heard from Republicans and Trump voters, and I've heard from Democrats. I've heard from people in the middle that they believe everyone is welcome. So it really is a community effort here, and the school district is in a tough position right now. What they're going to do, as I said, I don't know, and we'll find out how we're going to move forward and heal as a community.
Yeah, and President Lincoln said you're not going to make all the people happy all the time.
It's tough. It's tough these days. It's tough doing what we do.
Yeah.
We don't make people happy every day, just reporting the news.
No.
So it's just a tough time in our country.
Questions remain, though, on exactly what is the policy and why the poster was supposed to be taken down and why it at last check, still needs to come down. So again, that I think that interview
A lot of
with Brian
unanswered
needs to happen.
questions.
Yeah,
Unanswered
absolutely.
questions that hopefully we'll get answers to.
Yeah, there's also a school board meeting coming up here.
Yes, there is.
In a couple weeks. That's going to be, I think I can guarantee, very well attended. And I imagine there's going to be some very emotional testimony there and some questions there for the board as well. Mm-hmm. And they are the school board. In many ways, they run things because they are elected by people who live in that district. And in a lot of ways, they call the shots. So if they made this policy, perhaps the admin is saying, look, we're just trying to
follow the rules.
Yeah, we're just trying to follow the rules set by the board. Mm-hmm. So maybe the questions are for the board, which is, well, we have questions
Very
for
good
them.
point.
Yeah.
Maybe the board is the one that should speak out on all this and not the admin of the West Ada School District because
Right.
they were just following what they were told.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's really complicated. It's very difficult for so many people. It's an emotional, highly charged issue. We're just hoping that things get better.
I think that also, yeah, we just want answers. And a lot of parents in that district want answers as well. They have a rally coming up. It's actually this Sunday. I think we have a graphic for that. A lot of parents in West Ada, they're going to rally, they say, to support our teachers. That's coming up Sunday as we're recording this, April 6th, 4:30 to 5:30, right there on the Capitol steps in Boise. So
wear your shirts, they say, bring your signs, tell your friends that you support our teachers, that you support our students, that you support the community. That's what they're asking.
Yeah,
so
and different colored hearts there. I imagine intentional there in that graphic. So this story not going away, and we've talked about this as well, that it's probably not going to go away until, again, we kind of can get these questions answered. Who made this call? Why was it made? Is this poster going to come down? You know, what's the future for Sarah Inama and all of her colleagues and all of the teachers there in that district? Can they put up similar posters? Is everyone, again, every student actually welcome there? That's what they say. That's absolutely what they say. The district had posters all around that particular school and other schools saying everyone is welcome. So we will see. Again, this really the local story of the year so far, and we'll continue to cover it.
we will.
Maggie,
We will.
appreciate you chatting with me about that. And with stories like that, you might think about how divided we are right now. But I don't think we are, Maggie, because it's why I love your Sevens Heroes stories. Yes, every Sunday night and Monday morning, they're about togetherness. Your latest is about Stronger Together. What do they do?
Well, Stronger Together, Feeding the Treasure Valley, is a grassroots organization of volunteers coming together in downtown Boise to help feed the unhoused community, to help feed our homeless. And so they go down there every other Sunday and they serve comfort food to those in need. And it's comforting for everyone, the volunteers, the people who are living on the streets, the people who are in our shelters.
Yeah.
And they just want to do something to show that, hey, we're all united. We all want to help each other. And this is a great way to do something positive.
Yeah, we're here for you. We see you. So go ahead and roll that.
Right now, what we got going on is feeding the homeless. We usually feed about 100 to 120. Maybe we'll start getting more.
On this Sunday afternoon, it's time for comfort food in downtown Boise.
We got smoked chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, corn, and garlic bread.
You guys have really good food today.
Yeah, a feast.
This all started in December, and it's been growing ever since.
Come on, man, jump on in line here.
We started out getting our blankets and hoodies and different things and gloves to keep them warm. And then we transitioned into just start feeding them. So coming down twice a month, second and fourth Sunday of the month, and helping the community. That's what we do.
Hewlett McGraw is one of the founders of Stronger Together, Feeding the Treasure Valley. This outreach is really close to his heart.
Why do I do it? Well, I'm a veteran. You know, I'm a person with mental illness, you know, a person that attempted suicide a couple of times. It's got deeper and deeper, and it's more humbling to come out and feed the homeless and give back because they have nothing.
Gwendolyn Dominy is so grateful for the warm meal and so much kindness.
I'm homeless in this chair. I stay at the shelter over there, and a lot of people don't understand that it's people like us who are in wheelchairs need the help too. We all need help.
Skylar Miller told us he's thankful too.
Helps with people who does not get food, and it also helps us out because it keeps us to have faith.
The word is getting out on social media, and more people want to help.
This good man here is another one of that. This is John. He does a lot of, what should I say, networking for organizing and stuff for us as well.
That's where John Scheid comes in.
We have a Facebook page, obviously, where we're getting everybody included. Donations, if they want to just help out, if they can't make it.
There's a lot of us donating, and then people that do help us out, they'll do the cooking and bring it down.
Yeah, we try to split it up to where people do different sides and things like that, cookies, just different things.
That's good. That's good.
Mike Triplett also helped start this effort. He says they couldn't do it without volunteers of all ages. Entire families are getting involved.
The nice thing about it is we've actually got a lot of kids out here, which is kind of cool.
Come on out and help.
A couple of days a month are extra special because of this incredible team.
It means a lot to us because people like them taking out their day to help us homeless, they don't have to do this. They're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. And that's a blessing. You don't find people like this very often. Want to help the homeless.
Friends, people who like to help and give to others, that they give back.
Just here to give back to the community, whether it's in Boise, whether it's in Napa, Caldwell, anywhere we can reach. If you need us, reach out to us.
The message, we are all stronger together.
We're just trying to make sure everybody's, accounted for and hear their story and know that they're not alone.
7 Zeros.
Indeed. They are not alone. What an
No.
awesome
Isn't that a great?
organization.
And they have their next meal this Sunday, April 6th.
Okay,
And they are
fantastic.
looking for volunteers to help out. A lot of people have reached out to me and said, how can I be a part of Stronger Together? And you can be a part of it. Just go to my Facebook page. You'll see there's a link there to a Facebook group. You can just search Stronger Together, Feeding the Treasure Valley as well, right on Facebook, and you'll find a group there. Join it. You can sign up to bring comfort food, cookies, drinks, sides, and every other Sunday. Get together with just an incredible group of people. You can bring your kids, your families, and just do something good for the community.
Meet some folks who need some help out there. And we need to talk about the food because
Yes.
that comfort food
That
was really comfort
baked
food.
Chicken,
I'm like, wait a
baked
second, what?
chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy,
yeah.
corn,
Saw that.
rolls.
Gravy,
It was a
rolls.
hearty meal, and they want to make it a
Cookies.
comforting, hearty meal every week.
Yeah, and I love that. Just because these people are unhoused, I mean, yes, they're grateful for any meal, but it's a meal that anyone would want to eat. Be like, oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's a
That's
community
awesome.
meal.
Yeah.
It's getting together with the community. It's feeling valued, feeling loved, and we want that for the people downtown who are struggling right now.
Yeah, I also love seeing the families out there, and you talked about it in that
Yes,
story.
Teaching our kids empathy and love for others in need.
I think we see as well in a lot of your 7 Zeros that the kids are not only willing to help, but they're spearheading a lot of your 7 Zeros as
They
well.
are.
They're like, I saw a need, and so I got together with my friends, and they're like 16, 17, 18 years old, and they're
Yes.
like, yeah, we figured it
And
out
we
how
made
to
it
help.
happen. The kids
So
are all
awesome.
right.
The kids are all right.
They are
That's what I
all
wrote
right. Yep.
down here. You heard from some folks who were going through homelessness
Yes.
in this story who said, you don't find a lot of people like this. That's heartbreaking. But you seem to find a lot of people
We
like
find them.
this. Yeah.
Yes, they're out there, and they want to band together and make this movement even bigger. So I can only see it growing at this point because so many want to be a part of it. And what a great way to just feel good and make a change and make a difference and do something for others. On a Sunday where a lot of people go to church, hey, this is the perfect day to join together in community and make something happen for those in need.
And I've talked to this is sort of the broader issue, talked to the Wildsmith Center a few times, and they say, look, there's a silent majority out there, people who really care about their neighbors and the entire community, and they've been silent for too long. And you look at people like this and like, yeah, they're getting out there and they're helping and they're doing that work. And Amazing. And yeah, if you can help out, do it. Yeah, put action to faith. Yeah.
Find ways to make yourself feel good about what's happening in your life. That's my advice. That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of uncertainty, right? A lot of things happening in the world that are scary or uncomfortable or difficult for all of us. And this is a wonderful way to join together with your friends, your neighbors, be a part of something bigger than yourself. There's so many good things coming out of it.
Yeah. As I transition smoothly here, speaking of things that are bigger than yourself or bigger than me, your son
Yes.
recently attended an event on faith and football at Timberline with Bronco head coach Spencer Danielson and NFL-bound Ahmed Hassanin, Boise State defensive lineman. Let's see those pictures right here. Maggie, he is huge, and he's like cut as well.
He's an O lineman. You know,
he's a big young man.
He is a big young man. He's 14 years young.
How old is he again?
He's 14.
14.
He is a freshman in high school at Eagle High School. Wonderful school. He has a size 16 shoe.
Right there. He's right next to Ahmed, who's headed to the NFL.
Well, listen here.
Which one is headed to the NFL?
My boy is very young and has to prove himself over the next few years. Stay healthy and, of course, work as hard as Ahmed has worked.
Sure.
To get to where he is today. But he loves football. We love our Eagle football team. One town, one team. Our town,
awesome.
our team.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to football season this fall. But Spencer Danielson shared about his faith, his testimony. Ahmed apparently has an incredible story as well.
Yes.
And so my son really loved hearing from both of them. And I know there were hundreds of people there that also had the chance to hear from Coach and from the players. And so it was just a really special night. He, as well as I know Spencer, and as well as we know Coach D, my kids have never met him. So this was big for him because he went with a friend and just happened to have the chance to meet him. So that was cool for him. And, you know, he's a big fan, obviously, of the Boise State Broncos. Has been since he came out of the womb. So that meant a lot to him. But, yeah, he's got a lot of work to do and a lot to prove in the next few years.
I'll tell you, I'm a former Eagle offensive lineman myself, and I was never that big. How tall is he now?
He's over 6'4". So.
At 14 years old.
I know.
Whew.
And
Boise State is going to have to recruit him hard.
He's still growing, and I can't keep the boy fed. So if any of you moms out there have recipes for filling up these kids, because I've got 3 big boys coming up behind him, I have 3 more boys coming up behind him.
We're talking about like how to help our community. Help Maggie out. Drop off some meals that you think a 6'4", 14-year-old might like.
Don't drop them off. Just send me some ideas for the crock pot. I'll take those. I'll take them.
Something simple, because she's busy as well. She's doing shows like this just in.
Yes.
Maggie, thank you so much for being here.
It's so fun to be on your show and to talk about the issues that are important to our community. Absolutely. I love it.
And if you got comments, questions, compliments for Maggie O'Mara being so awesome, text them to 208-321-5614. It's the 208's number as well, but don't hashtag 208, hashtag JustIN. We may talk about him here on the show. Thanks, Maggie.
Thanks for
everybody.
having me.